Fredfree Radio, this is Chiara Nicoletti. I'm with Isaiah Saxon and Helena Zengel, director and actress in The Legend of Ochi, coming out in Italian cinemas from May 8 with IWonder Pictures.
So if I read correctly, Isaiah, it took you years to realize this film, and which is also your directorial debut. How did you conceive this world, and where did the idea that this film come from? I don't know, mythology or literature?
Yeah. I think the idea for the film just came out of this thing I wanted to express, which was the power that communication can have in people's lives. And I thought that animals and kids could show us a different way to communicate, because when I looked at the way that adults were communicating, I was frustrated by that. And there's a kind of direct, emotional, and intuitive way that kids and animals can be that I wanted to explore. And so I just started building a story off of that feeling. In terms of the world, I knew that this was a story that wanted to be in a mysterious wilderness. And what better place to do that than the place that's real, an actual natural mystery, which is Transilvania. And so I went to Transilvania and scouted the locations and discovered this place that was almost like a time machine to another world. And so we just shot it as it is, but I transposed it into an island and put it in the Black Sea, mostly just to kind of give myself some creative license. And that island is really just a pastiche of real Transylvania, and I wanted it to feel like a grounded place that kids could imagine is just real, or even adults might be like, did I miss the geography lesson on the little island in the Black Sea? This is a real place, right? Which then makes you also able to believe that the Ochi are real, because you might be like, oh, I haven't seen the BBC Nature Special on these animals, but they seem like also an undiscovered real species.
My kids saw the trailer, and now they believe the Ochi is real.
Yeah.
They didn't even think about another option.
Yes,
so that's
good. That's my master plan.
That's what we want.
So, Elena, I'm curious. How did you enter this world of the Ochis and that Isaiah created, and what did you read on paper, and what happened?
Well, when I first got the script, I got all of these music videos, artsy videos from Isaiah that he did, which were things he has done in the past. And they really helped me to understand what he was going for, because I feel like a movie like this you can do in a lot of ways, especially with such a big studio. So I was excited, and then we had a talk, and I had read the script, and I loved it. It was from the first page almost, you were in this world that you didn't know existed. So yeah, it was just great.
How did you both work making the film so tactile, so physical? You can smell it.
Yeah, that's cool. You have a power.
I heard someone say to me you were willing to become ugly.
Oh, to you?
Yeah.
Well, that's true. I mean, because you had some pimples at the time, and I was like, do not get rid of them. We need the pimples.
He wanted more. He wanted me to have more.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were ready to paint pimples on if you didn't have them. So we wanted everything to feel
glad I had them for you.
Real and dirty and lived in and grounded. The opposite of a kind of cleaned up kids movie. We wanted to feel like, a real place, but then of course over the course of the film it becomes larger than life, and that kind of magical realism was something we were really excited to pursue. But
and also the fact that we were shooting in the mountains a lot, right? It was not a lot of green screen.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of us making it feel real, it was just going to Transylvania, being in a little tiny logging village where only a few hundred people live. And shooting in the real place, and it was, there were bears attacking our sets. There are, wonderful farmers who are cooking us mushroom stew while we're there, and
We found a dog.
Yeah, and there are actual horse-drawn carriages being driven around all the time. And yeah, she, as Helena mentioned, she found a dog who'd just been hit by a car, and put the dog on her back and hauled it like a mile back to base camp, with like blood on her face. And she adopted the dog, brought it back to Berlin with her. So we were kind of just living the
We were
movie a little
living
bit,
in
yeah.
the Ochi world.
Yeah, exactly.
An Iranian director recently told me that women, not only in Iran, but in general, are the ones leading the change in this world, or at least the ones that are fighting more. Does your film, in a way, confirm this? That because in the film, it's women that, at least they're not, they're trying to change things, or they're not accepting the things that they are.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do think so. Yeah, I feel like it embodies a lot of things that you can like project onto like today's society. Like for example, you know, Yuri not being that girlish and just stepping up her game and going on her own adventure, and then Petro, who is kind of supposed to be like a man, and you know, is kind of like between this relationship with his sister, adopted sister, but then also with his father. And so I feel like, yeah, there's a lot of things you can use in today's society.
Yeah, and I think the values that Yuri embodies are not necessarily gendered values,
Yeah.
or they shouldn't be. They're values about listening to your own intuition, being alert to real reality, which adults often are not, but kids often are, and you know, having courage to pursue the truth that you believe in. And I think in the world of the film, obviously it's a man's world, and the men have kind of built their the way that they think the world works, and it's flawed. And so it's up to a little girl to see the world clearly and push through. So yeah.
And I would like to thank Helena Zengel and Isaiah Saxon, actress and director of The Legend of Ochi, and this is Chiara Nicoletti for Fred, the Festival Insider.